The SABC senior news reporter Hasina Gori returned to Naledi. That's the community, of course, where 6 children died after allegedly eating contaminated food bought from a local spaza shop. Hasina Gori spoke to one of the families that have been so adversely affected.
The deaths of 6 children here in Naledi, Soweto, in the south of Johannesburg, after they consumed what's believed to have been suspected contaminated snacks from a spaza shop in the area, has led to a conversation around food safety, food contamination, but a bigger issue around the irregulation of this informal economy, which is the heartbeat of many townships and where many locals rely on it for their daily basics. We've been seeing communities come out in outrage following that incident. And here in Naledi behind us, this is the spaza shop that is believed to have been where these individuals and these school learners bought their snacks from. We've seen the police investigation still ongoing. The store has been closed since the incident, after the community looted the area, taking those snacks, burning it and trying to dispose of it. We saw community leaders come out saying that these stores should be closed, that those that are running these businesses should be removed from the community, but also those that rent out these businesses should also then be fined or charged, because what they're doing is believed to be illegal. But it's brought more and more conversations. We saw the MEC in Gauteng coming here to Naledi, which is one of the oldest townships and one of the biggest in Soweto, with an over 38,000 population, quite a huge population that rely specifically on these small informal traders for their daily wares. We hear across the street from us where that specific spaza shop is still closed. There's another one, and we tried speaking with him off camera. He wasn't quite happy to be on air, but said that they're a local owned store, that their clientele has always been different from the one across the road. They one in competition with each other, and their services and the stuff that they kept were very different. And what we've heard from many of the community members that we do speak to when it comes to why they support these various different spaza shops that seem to have competitive prices, saying that the local owns are always a lot pricier sometimes, does not always keep and cater for them. And that's been a conversation that's been had. MEC for the economics developments here in Gauteng visited the area, speaking to the community, saying that they will fast track their Fix Your Township and Fix Your business campaigns that government does have. But for many of the communities, this is just a talk shop that they've been hearing consistently, that they feel that there's not enough funding for local businesses. But to bring us back to the conversation that started all of this, it is those 6 children that passed on. And I have with me the family members of one of the 6, Monica. She was just 6 years old and in grade R, just beginning her schooling career, and she's one of those who passed on in the last 2 weeks after eating that snacks. And I want to bring in her father. Joseph, so sorry for your loss. Our condolences to you. I want to start with, can you take us back to that day that this incident happened? What actually transpired, and when did you know something was wrong?
It was on a Sunday morning, just around past 11 to 12. And when my kid and the other children, they came into my house, because what happening, these kids, all of them, they are playing together daily. The 4 of them is 2 boys and 2 girls. So now all of them who are now deceased. What happened on that day, they came in around 11, as I'm saying, and they asked me to go and play to the other house, which is the 3 houses that they are playing. They rotate the houses, which is my house and the other house and the house next door. They normally play there on a daily basis, even when they are back from school. But they don't stay long in one house. Normally they can stay 1 hour here, 1 hour there, and 1 hour there. Now, to complete their day and that, But on that particular Sunday, they came once into my house, and that was around 11, and they said to me, no, they are going to play at the other child's house. And I said, okay, go and play. Then they went and played, and they never came back. It was from 11 until 3:20 when I saw my daughter accompanied by the other young boy. They came into the house, and my daughter said to me, Daddy, I'm hungry. I said, okay, just sit down there. I was busy doing laundry. I said, just sit down, I'll be with you within a minute. And definitely the other boy also said, I'm hungry, but I'm going to eat by my mother's house. You know, they depart inside my house. And then she sat down there. A minute she sat down, I was busy trying to hang a jacket on a washing rail. And then she went inside the house. Inside the house, there were two of, my two sons were inside the house watching soccer on a TV. And on that, by the time she went inside the house, she started vomiting inside the house. And my son came out running to me, shouting for me, Daddy, Daddy, Monica is vomiting foam. And yes. And then I dropped everything what I was doing. Then I ran quickly into the house, and I found her vomiting. It was coming from the nose and it's coming from the mouth, and it was non-stopping thing. Then I picked her up quickly, and I put her outside. I thought in my mind it was a seizure, you know what I mean? But I put her outside, and I took the clothes, the top off, and tried to put water. But that thing never stopped. It was still coming out. Then I tried to wipe it with a cloth and tried to call her name, tried to ask her what happened and everything. By then, she couldn't talk, she couldn't do anything. The eyes were rotating, the mouth was trying to, the mouth was no more, opening. And then, by then, I didn't know what to do, and I sent one of my boys to go to the next day, neighbor, to go and ask for help. But the next door neighbor came back, and with the phone, they phoned the ambulance, and the ambulance said to me, they will be here within 42 hours time. I said to the lady on the ambulance, I don't think you will find my daughter, because now definitely she was deteriorating, fading away. And now I'm so worried, I don't know what to do, and she's lying there. And I quickly went out of the gate to go and see the other children and try to find out from them what did she ate. But as I walked past my gate, I saw the other two mothers and the two children. They were already in the car, but they were also coming to my house to ask me what happened, because the very same symptoms that were my daughter was doing now is happening on their children. So they quickly rushed, they dashed out quickly with the car to the hospital. And now I phoned the Uber, and the Uber, I picked my daughter with the Uber in the blanket wrapped, and I took her to the hospital. But by the time she get to the hospital, she was declared dead. But I knew it, because when I picked her up from the ground, I could see she was a lifeless body. But now I took her there, thought maybe they can put the machine, to pump, maybe she can come back. Then when I get there, they said, no, she's about 30 to 40 minutes gone, something like that. So they called the police and, something like that.
Did you ever suspect that it was the snacks that, they may have been consuming on a daily? Like children, we all, have gone to school and have lived off various different snacks. Did you ever think it was something that, you may have even bought for her, yourself?
No, nothing at all, because you know what happened? We've got 3 shops here, and the 3 shops on a daily basis, they are supplying those Simba chips and that, and it's been a long time. Such experience, like it's the first time we come across it, but I didn't suspect anything, Zimba or anything, but I thought something, they must have drank something or ate something out of there. I don't know what happened. And also, I was in shock. I didn't know what I was doing. Everything was just going fast. Within the period of 10 to 15 minutes, everything, my daughter was gone. I didn't know what to do. I was running around like, I don't know. And the story about the Zimba chips, I had them on Monday. But even before that, it was the Zimba chips. While I was in the hospital, the cops phoned and said, there are 3 or 4 children that passed on after my daughter, and they were playing together. And that is why there were something like Zimba chips was mentioned, because apparently one of the small ones did mention to her parents, I don't know which one, that they bought the Zimba chips from this local shop, but I don't know on that one. And all I know that the 4 of them, beside the 2 that passed on, they normally buy the Zimbas from the shop behind me, and also they buy the sealed Zimba chip knickknacks. But I don't know now which type of the Zimbas they have consumed. Yes, and I'm just waiting for the cops to come and tell us exactly what happened. Was the Zimba chips or what? But at the end of the day, my worry was, I think the people acted quickly. They should have waited for the police maybe to come and pick up all the samples and that. Yeah, because apparently as soon as they heard that the children are dead, they quickly ran and take the shop. And I think that was, now even if there was something that the cops can work out on that, but when the cops came to the shop was already been looted. So that is how now we don't know. I cannot say it's Zimba chips and that. But also I just wanted to mention something. The story about the Zimba chips now, it's now coming up on a daily basis in the different areas, different provinces and that. And when I remember when we grew up, we had the two suppliers of Zimba chips, which is Zimba and the Willards. We grew up with those type of Zimba chips, and we never experienced anything bad about them until here we are today. But now I think the influx of this other Zimbas from all over the country flocking into the countries, some of them we don't know where they are made from, whatever. I think the government should start acting thoroughly on that, because they should stop bringing anything into the country, because now we don't know who to blame. Because some of them, they are being made behind the houses, some of them they're made in the factories, some of, that is, now we lost the children because suspecting of the Zimba chips. But at the end of the day, we don't know. I think the tough measures should be taken on that, and try to work out on something that can bring back hope and trust into the government about this circulating food into the countries.
Definitely.
Yes, and the influx of so many canned foods, everything, all the foods that are in the shops. Some of them, we don't know them, the names. We never grew up knowing them. It's all no-name brands, and we don't know where they are made of from. But now, because of they are cheaper, then we run into them and buy them. And we don't know that. Now, this is now the story about their costing lives to the people.
Definitely, and I think Joseph is echoing a lot of the sentiments we hear from community members, having lost their child who was suspected, as he's saying, that they don't know yet what exactly caused the death of their 6-year-old Monica. And at this stage, the investigations are still ongoing. We know yesterday the police had a briefing, and they said that in preliminary investigations that they make, that they found banned insecticides in these spaza shops that these consumables were bought from, and there's still investigations that are ongoing. We know that these insecticides are being used not just in the spaza shops but in homes to deal with the rodent issues in these areas. so they're not sure yet whether there'll be criminal charges laid in that case, and whether or not that was the cause of the death, as you heard from the father of Manika saying that when the community looted this business, they did tamper with evidence that may have been there at that stage, so they don't know whether this investigation will be conclusive. Today's special broadcast is looking these concerns. Where's the investigations? Putting a human face to those that had passed on, giving them life again, but also holding those in power to account. We'll continue the story throughout the day with my colleagues from across the provinces, but also with more newsmakers. But for now, back to you in studio.